What's happening, everybody? Thank you for tuning in to this pre-podcast breakdown. It's something I want to do before every episode, so you get a taste of who I'm talking to, what they're about, and what the topics are. And today's guest is none other than my little brother, Skyler Gertz. We are going to be discussing Avengers Endgame and the end of Game of Thrones, two major finales that everybody's got an opinion about. So when Skyler showed up, I was expecting just him. But he brought his tag-along Brad Case, who I was going to do a separate podcast with. But since he showed up, I said, screw it, let's have them both on. And things get a little squirrely. The topics of conversation digress. They move all over the place. And dare I say, slip into the depths of madness. Ideally, I would like to keep the episodes a little more structured, but we don't always get what we wish for or ask for. Sometimes we get something completely different. And in this case, I got two ding-dongs for guests, and we have ridiculous conversation, and I had an absolute blast. And full disclosure, I'm literally learning how to do this podcasting thing as we go. And I sincerely hope that you guys get some takeaways from this show. Some laughs, maybe you learn something, or get a perspective on a subject that you didn't originally see before. Hopefully it's inspiration to go off and do your own projects, because this whole podcasting thing and life in general for me is one big practice of trial and error. So don't be afraid to go out there and fail. Don't be afraid to go out there and try and learn from the errors. Just go out there and do it. That's not an endorsement for Nike. Just go out there and try something. I'm doing it right now. It's fantastic. I've re-recorded this pre-podcast layout about 20 times. Who gives a shit? Just go out and have some fun. And that's kind of the gist of this podcast, this whole experience that I call Trial and Error.
So gay. Shut up.
Boys. We're live. We're live now. Look at us. We have microphones.
Tell me to
We have microphones. Get closer.
Sorry. Sandwich. You know what I'm going to have to do right now? I'm going to have to do something I don't want to do.
What are you going to do?
I'm going to have to open up a Michelob Ultra.
Put it up close. Let the people hear it.
Ooh.
This is
This is
two for me.
I'm fucking
You drip beer
pissed.
all over my friend Contreras' table.
I'm happy that I spilled some beer because then I don't got to drink this shit.
But you know, the less Michelob Ultra there is, like the more we drink, the less there is out in the world, and I think that's a service. It's a good service. So,
Good service, my ass.
good service. So this is,
At least it's better than Bud Light.
what's my name? I'm Aaron.
I will.
There's also Skyler. We're going to get these stupid introductions out of the way. There's Skyler, a.k.a. Diggler, a.k.a. Are there any other nicknames we call him, Lou?
That's me.
That's him. Closer to the mic, or I'm going to spank you. Lou. All right, we also have Brad Case, a.k.a. Loop-de-Loo.
AKA Sweet Lou.
Sweet Lou.
AKA Fungi Lou.
Fun guy, but he's not a mushroom.
AKA.
But he does grow on you. Sorry. Oh god. So we're talking before the podcast. Our favorite senses. There's sight, smell. There's touch.
I
There's
feel like
hearing.
Lou's a good insight when it comes
Ooh,
to
that's a one-eye
a
joke.
sense.
I feel like I'm being
Closer.
assaulted in this right here.
Assaulted.
I'm being assaulted. You guys are attacking me for my physical disabilities.
Disability.
Is it a disability?
How much money do you get in the mail every month?
Exactly $0 dollars.
Zero
Zero.
fucking dollars.
It's called government.
Yeah.
Like you get a check, a literal check for $0
If
signed.
I wanted, I could go get a handicap placard if I really want to be a scumbag.
Ooh, why don't
Does
you?
one eye
Please.
affect your walking?
It affects my ability to park.
You know, I did.
Supposedly.
I did come up with.
Allegedly.
I did come up with a series of questions for you, Lou, in case I had you solo, not sexually. Although I wish one day, but say I got you. But since you're here, let's see. You have one eye.
You are correct.
You know.
That's your
So
handwriting?
hold on. It's I'm a doctor.
Jesus Christ.
What? All right. So what was it like adjusting? It happened, and then it's
so
like
long to write a book. You can't even read your own shit.
I type, and I use very clear font. Lou,
What was the question?
what was the adjustment period like? You had two eyes, you're skipping down the road, and then boom, God said, "F you, I'm gonna make life a little more. I'm gonna raise the difficulty level on this game of life."
I was naturally born with so much talent that it was like
He felt bad
like a
for.
normal,
He felt bad.
like a normal person would feel trying to learn anything.
Normies.
But I was doing it at half cocked, and
We're talking about your eye, not your
wasn't
brain.
Right. Did you lose a testicle as well? You're
No.
producing too
Right.
much.
I'm not. But if I did, I'd be Lance Armstrong.
Lance, do you think he still produces enough?
Lance got like 4 kids.
I mean,
4 kids, so it's
Four
you
kids.
put enough needles in your ass, and you can.
that's pretty good.
He didn't
That's
do
a
the
lot.
needles,
So
he didn't do the needles. He
it's-
did the EPO. He did the f***ing put an oxygen
The
inside
blood-
the
the
blood.
blood
clearly
Yeah.
it's quality over quantity if we're learning anything from Lance and his one testicle.
Honestly, I'd buy Lance's sperm.
Do you think like how far away are we?
What?
Well, I mean, it's just like horse racing, except for humans.
Call Lance a horse.
Yeah, it's racist. But like,
I had to guess.
how far away are we from artificial testicles with like perfect genes to be
I don't-
inserted into?
I think they're
the
not
eggs?
focusing on the ball sack. I think they're more focusing on like arms and legs, and
Eyeballs,
eyes.
maybe?
Maybe an
Eyeballs.
Maybe
No,
an eyeball.
I'm talking about the wrong balls.
But Lou,
Eyeballs.
if they did create an eyeball that looked like the Terminator eye, it was red.
Ooh.
You looked like an idiot. Don't get me wrong.
Would he?
But you get your vision back. Would you do it? Are you
What year does this come out in?
Get 5 years.
2028.
It's a good year. It's a
Pass.
solid year. Pass? Are you used to it by
Yeah.
now? Like, is like this is the
At
norm?
This point, honestly, I feel like I'd have to relearn shit. If I
You
thought
would
I
have
could-
to like hunting and everything like lose 100. So
Yeah,
you would have to relearn doing all that bullshit.
How did that make like sports and everything? Like, was it a clear, excuse the pun, of visible difference of the game?
Things like ping pong, anything that I get adjusted where the ball was not going in a straight line, made it much harder. Ping pong, can't play. Never could
No?
hit, never after that could never hit a curveball to save my fucking life.
I think that's because you
Like
suck.
you could before.
I mean,
I couldn't.
Maybe not.
Well, that's why you bat a 9-hole sandwich.
The
Hey,
nine
don't get me wrong,
hole
I
from
bet
hell.
a 9-hole as well. Maybe I
It's
was
a good
8-hole.
spot. You got to turn over the lineup, get the idiots out of the way,
mean,
so
nine
you know the
holes-
Ray
nine
McIntyres
holes
can
pretty
come in and
much
clean
one
house.
Legit 9-hole is. Yeah, clearly you never played baseball.
I'm a track guy.
Track guy, lazy. You and 3/4 of the school would just abandon everything, go for your social hour on the bus.
Didn't you high jump like 4.6?
4.6.
What was that?
You're being generous. It was 4-3, ladies and
And were you happy? Were you happy that your compression shorts went out from underneath your red shorts? That you feel
That's
bigger?
I will say the track uniform was definitely like every sport in Winters High got like fucking new uniforms left and right.
Right.
Not
well,
the track.
after I left.
The track freak.
Aw.
Dude, after we left, are you kidding me?
our team had, like, 90
after
people on it.
2012, freaking the football team got new uniforms. Sorry, that's besides the point.
We got new uniforms when we were in the 20. My senior year, maybe?
Really?
Megan
You got new
Curry, Megan Curry got us all the
Adidas,
whole.
the
Yeah.
Adidas ones.
The Adidas Meg on Talk
Track
680,
had the
the
same
sports leader.
uniforms for the past 20 years. Like, it legitimately was a joke. But we win championships.
I remember playing with dad's. Our practice jerseys were dad's game jerseys.
Game jerseys.
Yeah.
When it was midget year.
They're
in
still
football,
radiating.
When it was midget year in football. And
Hey, easy on the racial slurs.
What are you talking about?
Midget football would be hilarious, but we're talking about
I'll tell you
pre-high school
something.
football. In case there's people that
I was calling a midget a
I know.
racist.
It's just funny. It's a joke. You see.
Oh, I don't get
Short
it.
people
so,
joke.
I remember freaking taking, because I saw like a jersey, it was like, I don't know, it was in a closet or some shit. I used the jersey for a practice jersey, and I was like, damn, this thing's long as it's down to my knees. I chopped that shit. Pops almost cried
Why?
because that was his like.
Oh, that was his?
His varsity year jersey, some bullshit, some type of jersey that like meant something to him.
Oh.
I didn't know that.
And you cut it.
Yeah, I cut it hella short.
He forgot it was
He
even
was like,
down.
"What the hell are you doing, boy?" I didn't know.
Wow, that's pretty. You just kind of chopped up his heart, his memories,
All of his memories,
his
of young
identity.
good times. You see Anthony
ankle.
Davis get traded to the freaking Lakers.
AD. I mean, we were gonna talk about that later, but how does that rattle the West?
I can't believe that. Just because
Rattle.
Clay Thompson. The Warriors are really done for a year, so it's definitely.
It's a wash year. Do they make the playoffs?
Absolutely.
I feel like they make the playoffs.
Absolutely make. The
Bumped
playoffs.
in the first round by the Kings.
But dude, the Kings are for sure in the playoffs.
Meow, 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 meow.
Kings are. The West is looking. The West is looking not as strong as they normally do.
Is Luke Walton gonna things up like he already had?
They're still strong, but the East is freaking upcoming. The East is
pretty
freaking.
Sure Lakers are the favorites to freaking win next year.
LeBron's gonna let everybody know, yo, I'll take a year off, no big deal, and he's gonna come back and everybody.
My boy,
and everybody was gonna realize. Everybody's gonna realize that he's the freaking the GOAT.
Oh man, that
absolutely the GOAT.
I just not gonna lie.
100% the GOAT.
That statement made me a little flaccid. By a little, completely flaccid.
I could tell.
There's like 3 testicles down there.
Who's the GOAT?
The GOAT, Michael Jordan, of course. You fools. You fools. 6.
I don't even watch basketball.
He's holding up
6.
He's holding up 7 fingers.
7 fingers. 6 rings, and they all fit on his wiener. That's why he's known for, I don't know, like keeping it. Who did he keep up all night banging some hooker before a golf tournament? There's some guy had a story where he's just like, the person next door was keeping me up all night.
Michael Jordan was a faithful man.
Was he? He's also
He's
divorced.
married with 3 kids. Scratch that. He got a divorce.
No!
Now he married a white chick that's only 24 years old.
No! What was it?
Did
She's
you blame him?
56. She was 23.
No.
He was 23.
I'd do the exact same thing if I was his goofy ass.
He'll be his happiest when she was 23, and now he's going to be unhappy, but when she's 48, he'll be happy again. Wasn't he 48 afterwards?
What?
Or 45?
What do you mean?
Michael Jordan's comeback number.
No.
When he retired, he came back as like
Yeah,
45
45.
at the end of,
45.
what's it called? Space Jam. Will LeBron's Space Jam hold a candle?
LeBron's Space Jam is not as gonna be as good
that
now
actually
because
happening?
they're gonna take out Kevin Durant. They have to because he
so.
has the Achilles tear going on.
If he really cared, he'd be in it.
Well, he doesn't. Well, that's why Giannis was supposed to be in it, but Giannis said, "I'm not a Hollywood player. I'm here to play basketball."
Ooh.
So he's not doing it, which I respect.
Is he going to stay with the Bucks next? Are the Bucks going to be the Bucks?
He's in a contract regardless. He's not. They had Chris Middleton, the other All-Star that was on the team. He's on a contract year where he could opt out if he wants to, and then he could sign somewhere else. I would like the Kings to sign him, but there's no point because we have Harry Barnes and Buddy Hield. The person that we're gonna want to sign, Kings fan here. Person that we're gonna want to sign is Draymond
Fair
Green
weather
in 2
Kings
years.
fan.
Shut up. Where is two years from now, Draymond Green's gonna be in a contract year, and we're not gonna get the Draymond, aka Day Day of like 20.
You want Green
2012.
on the team?
Draymond would fit perfectly with what the Kings
He'd
do.
be really
I
angry.
hate that dude.
So
Don't get me wrong, I don't like Day Day because he sends dick pics to chicks in the Olympics. Which,
was it? All right,
that's why I don't
hold on.
like
Would you be more impressed with him if he was packing some heat? Because I haven't seen it, but
for being a 6'9" guy, it's rather small.
you expected more.
Are we talking 6 inches?
A little bit, dude. I mean,
Is he a grower?
No, not a normal 6 inches. No.
Was it Chug?
I mean, if you wanna compare it,
They sent a softie?
Was that his best effort?
he was trying to perform. I'll put it that way.
Huh. That's unfortunate to see somebody come up short, eh? Unfortunately. Team USA. I can only imagine the locker room chitter chatter with
Dude,
Day
the
Day's
funniest thing
dick
was
pic.
when Day Day was up in the stands and everything.
Big Day-Day!
DeMarcus Cousins, aka Boogie Cousins, they were all freaking laughing at him, and he had his hood over his head and everything like that, and they were all just making fun of him while they were watching the, I think it was swimming, watching Phelps do his thing, and all of them were just making fun of him. But it's also funny just because the USA team got freaking caught up in brothels left and right in Brazil when they were doing it.
The basketball players?
Yeah, the basketball players, they're just going to brothels left and right, which, whatever, that's what
They
you're supposed
follow
to do.
the steps of Justin Bieber and his hooker
What?
from Brazil. Do you recall?
Justin Bieber
She-
had a hooker?
She took pictures of him. She was pretty thick with like 3 or 4
When you're
lowercase
talking
C's.
about-
Tell me
What kinda-
the Beebs got a fucking
Beebs got a hooker
kinda-
down there. She took pictures of him while he's passed out, and then
Okay,
she's like,
is
like
he
a
paying-
video.
I remember
Services were
something
rendered,
like
and he
that,
did-
But what kind of thick?
I said
talking
4 or
about?
5 lowercase C's. Very busty, muscular, and there's a bunch of pics of her on her Instagram with swimsuits that I say are eaten alive by the black hole that is her body.
Nice.
And by black hole, it's not black. It's like
Purple?
a nice tan, a nice tan. But yeah, she got paid. She got paid.
Why?
That's
And
good.
if you were Justin Bieber, why in the hell would you be paying?
I didn't think.
Anyone
Yeah,
in
I was
the
like,
world.
why is it even paid?
Why would Robert Kraft go to a fucking rub and tug
So
just to get his freaking thing yanked and a finger up the butt.
Did
from
he?
What I've heard.
Was it his own?
No.
Does he have to do that?
Apparently he
To
got
get
off
off.
because it's not a freaking. That place was known as a whorehouse.
It makes him feel like a common man.
So-
Maybe that's what Justin Bieber wanted to film. Maybe
My
he wanted to feel
question-
like the average Joe.
My question for you
to make
guys.
it feel like the average Joe, he goes out and he pays some fatty to freaking bang him when he could have any girl in the fucking world.
Robert Kraft?
Maybe that's
We're
what he
talking about
wanted.
the beads.
No.
Maybe that's
His
what he
hooker was
wanted.
pretty hot.
Maybe
Yeah,
that's what he
thick
wanted.
isn't
I
a
thought you
good.
said
Good.
thick.
Yeah. Isn't a good thick. All those little lowercase c's. That's a good thing. Sometimes people stop
Probably
at
K,
2.
so.
No
It's
case.
a good
Just
thing
c's.
for certain ethnicities.
Only C's.
Not,
Yeah.
I
It's
don't
good.
know,
It's
I think
tasteful.
you're
Maybe the
talking
last
about
C
it.
is uppercase. I don't know, but it's nice. But
Hey.
Robert Kraft, do you think he got off twice? Or did they bust him before he got off the
He
first
went
time?
2
I'd
days
be
in a row.
surprised if he got up.
2 days
to
in
be
a row?
honest.
Yeah, he went 2 days
That's
in a row.
that's
He
impressive.
He went.
That's impressive.
He went 2 days in a row before the goddamn whatever they're in championship game with the Chiefs.
Really?
Yeah.
He must have been
Flew
pretty
down to
stressed out.
Florida, flew back up there, did his thing.
Do you think
And
do you think
frickin-
he took some performance enhancing drugs before he walked in there?
Robert Kraft is he's dating.
Does he need him?
He's dating a chick that's like 40 something that just popped out a kid and he's gonna take care of the
Okay,
kid.
he's still like what? How old is he?
Robert's like
80?
70, high 70s,
Old enough to know better.
75 plus.
Mm.
But when you have that, I mean, I don't know.
Bobby comes to play.
If I was Bob Kraft, I wouldn't be going to a rub and tug. I'll tell you that much. I'll go buy a high class whore.
Here's
why,
a-
why
alright.
wouldn't he? I'm
So,
sure.
manscaping for an older gentleman, difficulty level with all that extra skin. Like,
I don't think their hair grows that thick, to be honest.
Do you think it thins out?
Not a thing.
what if it just completely falls off and you don't have to worry about it ever again?
That'd be nice.
From what my fiance says,
You do have a
I
fiance.
do.
You bent the knee.
Ugh.
An idiot.
From
Congrats. Cheer, beers up. Look at us all cheers and Michelob Ultras. Honestly, I think water has
my life is over.
water has more alcohol than these
So,
beers.
It does. This Michelob Ultra.
Scum
you give me
beer
a-
for scum
Oh, you're
bags.
such a bitch. You give me not
What?
just a Michelob Ultra. You give me a Michelob Ultra Light.
Is it a light?
Wait, they're-
I don't know.
No,
mine's
it just
fucking
says
white.
superior.
all lights.
It
They're
says
all
it's a
lights.
superior light beer.
Why is mine white?
No, they're all lights. They're all
there's two
lights.
sides.
All lights.
There's
Cheers.
two sides of the
Lord.
can.
Full.
And it's like I got one
Superior
eye
light
up
beer.
here.
Superior
Oh
light
man,
Alright,
blow the
You guys
bell.
drink
Whoa.
too much wine. Where'd you guys go to drink your wine? Where'd you go today?
We went to the local shop in Winters, Barris Gap.
Barris Gap. How's the wine? How's it taste? How's
It's
the
fantastic.
legs?
Lou
If I
got,
do say it
Lou got
myself.
the wine.
Me, like a man, I ordered some red. I got the nice Dreed.
You're like a man.
like a man.
Oh.
Alright? Every man should be ordering red, not ordering a rosé like the
The
man.
rosé
to
was
my
a good
left.
flavor.
Rosé,
It changed-
dude.
It was a change of pace. I enjoyed the rosé.
I want a red that's just gonna punch me in the stomach, like a Malbec or something that just makes me, ooh, this is terrible. But I like it because I'm so sophisticate with a PH. Sophisticate.
I
When's
love
the last time you drank?
wine last.
Dude,
Yeah, get
like,
out of here.
like a
I think we
church?
got a phone together.
How many herpes are passed around?
Yo, who
Oh,
drinks
God.
wine at church though?
That
I mean,
is
like, who's
foolish.
really about that?
I don't know. I
I'm
think
not about that.
Have you ever done it?
I mean, I haven't been to church in years, but
if they
Yeah, but
wanted,
I-
I
Yeah,
never
well,
have. I go get the
The
body
reason
Christ.
True, the bread. Don't get me wrong. The reason why Lou hasn't gone to church in years is because he's been diddled.
faithless. Really?
Last I checked,
That's
you guys
rich
were the
content.
only altar boys here
That's
on this
rich-
podcast. I don't
False.
want to hear any
I
of
have
that.
not altered anybody.
You never did it when you were in St.
Not a
James?
one.
I don't
never
want any of
an
this.
altar boy.
Let's
Never.
be honest with our fans here, and just tell
The
everyone
sliders.
that you guys were altar boys.
I was never.
You guys,
No.
I was never.
I'm just thinking about what the freaking gospel is and what the message.
You
the
pay
message-
attention?
Yeah. I
You
try
do
to-
not
I try
pay
to-
attention.
I try to, what else am I supposed to pay attention? I'm trying to listen to what
as
the
a
priest
little
has
ass
to say.
kid, you're sitting there,
Daydream.
not
Not as a
looking
little
at, not
kid.
looking at the clock.
No,
Thinking,
Aaron
when
and
am
I-
I gonna get out of here?
Aaron and I, yes, Aaron and I, Aaron and I have a game.
Game. Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
it's freaking, we would
Who
stand
can
next to
get
each other.
touched by the priest first?
No, that's
I would win.
highly, that was
clearly,
that was highly
every time.
fucking ugly. Huh?
Dude, he would have went.
But he probably
Guys, I'm
like,
like, why did you choose me?
Oh my god. He like bless it. You're going down on him. He's like, oh, just does the sign of the cross.
no, Sandwich and I used to stand next
Blessed.
to each other, and we'd always just start pushing each other's arms hella hard, and freaking whoever give up last would freaking
Flinches.
lose.
during
basically
Christmas.
that flinches and everything like that. Then Debbie would always, our mother would always like, you guys keep this up. You're gonna sit next to Grandpa. She would always threaten Grandpa.
She would
Grandpa
threaten
would be
to-
the
Grandpa
biggest
would-
threat.
Here, Grandpa Jack.
Yeah, Grandpa Jack. He'd be the
Jack.
biggest
He didn't need
threat.
to do nothing.
Dude, he'd just like growl at you. Like if you're just sitting in church and you're doing something bad, he'd look back like he'd start growling.
Dude,
So that's where John. That's where John got it.
Dude,
from.
Uncle John makes some crazy
Uncle
noises
John,
at the
I think
table.
he prides
He was
himself
doing some
in his
shit the last
his
week.
his dog bark. He'll go off for a solid 15 minutes if you let him.
Crazy.
Just put Piper in front of him, and he'll just start barking at her. 6'6". Is he 6'6"?
Oh, he's 6'6", 328.
328.
I'll be right back.
Where are you going?
I need another Michelob Ultra.
Mickey.
It's so trash.
Oh my God. So Lou, how familiar are you with the Marvel universe, the superheroes, the movies?
Not at all. Don't even ask me questions.
But you are familiar with the Wait, we'll talk about the money.
I watched I think I watched the Avengers 2 was the only one that I watched. Which
It's called Avengers
liked it.
Endgame.
No.
Gee,
The-
what?
Before that. The one before that.
Age of Ultron?
Came out like
Oh.
4 or 5 years ago. I don't know. I watched it in
Ultron.
theaters.
What happened in that movie?
I couldn't tell you. It was a lot of fighting between action figures, and honestly, I enjoyed the movie, but I didn't
They're
know
not
the
action
ending.
figures. They're called superheroes.
Superheroes. Super.
Fucking idiot.
You guys are
Super.
children.
Super.
Children.
Children.
Right.
Suspend your disbelief. Just allow it. The real world
I have
sucks.
no problem. You don't let me get to the point. I enjoyed the movie. I enjoyed the movie.
Like what I like.
I have never followed them enough to like know all the ins and outs of the freaking.
I'm more of an Avatar guy.
You know,
Nice. I mean, we've all been there. But you do know the Mummy.
Oh, I know.
You know
Yes,
the
I know
Mummy.
the Mummy.
All
I
right,
know the
let's
Mummy.
hit you with some. I'll hit you with some preliminary trivia questions
well,
just to get
no,
us started.
no,
Before-
Now you too, Diggler. If you
Before we start,
I hope you
before we
don't
start,
discredit me right now.
Oh,
with
do
my
the sound
Mummy
again.
game. I
let
better-
it
Sound
let
off.
it be known. We have another Michelob Ultra
Mickey,
out of this world.
that's 2 for me.
Fuck it.
Do not get any of that beer on my top tier audio mixer that I don't
Marcus
use.
Phoenix protect the beer from
Marcus.
spilling over.
He's chill. Marcus.
I'm not gonna
Phoenix,
lie. Before
gears
we go
away.
into the next topic, I'd like to let everybody know that the lunchbox is freaking doing it.
He's got to be drunk.
He's got posters left and right. He's got a
Posters.
nice AC going on. He has a bed in here.
Wait.
I don't know for what. Then he's
I
also
take naps.
got his little writing section. He's got a bunch of magazines on the wall.
Talk to
Adrian
the
Pearson
microphone.
jersey. He's got what's that map?
That's Middle Earth, clearly.
He's got Pandora or Pangea, which nobody really believes if you believe
Middle
in flat Earth.
It's Lord of the Rings.
We got a flat earther?
It's Lord of the Rings. We're
But
not talking about that yet.
I will
We
but I will
digress.
say the lunchbox sandwich. You definitely did a solid job on the lunchbox. itself.
It's not finished, but I appreciate it. I want it to reflect who I am, and whenever people walk in here, they'll be like, "This guy lives with his dad. I can afford these luxuries. I live with my dad. I could never been happier."
Sandwich has got a freaking class reunion he's got to go to, and he's gonna say, "I live
Where'd
with
you,
my
where'd you-
dad."
where'd you pick up that knife over there on the wall?
Which knife?
That
Oh, that big. All right, so there's a wood.
That's from Goy. Goy
That's
got
from
on
Goy.
that.
Goy got
Is
so
that
Goy,
Liz?
aka
No,
Taylor
no,
Lim.
he bought that actually with his own money.
He used his
That's a
paper.
hefty price for that.
Liz allowed that?
Liz did allow that.
Put it on the air.
Say, no, scratch that. Scratch that, Goy. I know you're out there listening.
What is this knife on our credit card? Our credit card, he says. But it's a hunter's throwing knife from the game Destiny or
video
Destiny
game.
2, a video
Yeah.
game, Lou.
Sadly, just
So
died.
let's boomerang this. We threw out the mummy and it flew away, but it's coming back. It's coming back. What is the name?
I watched the Scorpion King the other day, to be honest.
All right, so you're in the
that
zone.
that was
You give us some Scorpion
that
King.
was the Rock's first big break because everybody knows that Dwayne the Rock Johnson's in legitimately every fucking movie these days.
So you're saying the Mummy's his first big break?
The Mummy was for
The Mummy
sure
Returns
his-
was like his step
The
into
Mummy
it.
Returns was him coming out as a freaking
Was the
Scorpion
Mummy
King.
coming out before
going
like Fast and Furious? Or was he not even in the
yeah,
first? He wasn't
the-
even in the first
He
one.
wasn't
huh?
even in the Fast and Furious, homie.
Hold on. Disciples, listen to me. Disciples.
He was. Okay, maybe
So-
like 5.
Yeah, 5.
Okay.
No, The Rock
Five.
didn't enter the Fast and Furious till like
Honestly,
2010s.
I watched Too
Yeah,
Fast, Too
2010.
Furious in theaters, and then I
Solid.
don't think I watched any of them up until like 5 or something.
Too Fast, Too Furious.
Go to Paul Walker.
coming out in 2002.
Paul Walker's- Okay, that's on. This is something we need to get off our plate.
What's that?
Paul Walker was a shitty actor.
Whoa!
Paul
A
Walker.
shitty actor.
Alright.
Let's get it straight.
He was like the one actor that everything he said sound forced. You go
No,
back
that's
and
Keanu
rewatch,
Reeves.
rewatch Too
That's
Fast,
Keanu
Too
Reeves
Furious.
for sure.
You're telling me
That's a reach.
Keanu
You're telling-
Reeves?
forces his words.
The chosen one?
Have you ever
Yes,
seen,
he is the
you
chosen
ever
one, but
seen
he forces
Point
his
Break?
words. Huh?
Point Break?
Yes, I've seen Point Break.
Let
You don't.
Garbage.
don't get me
Well,
wrong.
the acting's garbage,
Okay,
but
okay, honestly, I kind of understand what you're saying, but Paul Walker is the same way.
yeah, he's
He
the
was
same
the
guy.
same-
in every,
the same way.
Yeah,
So he's
Paul
the same
Walker's
guy
yeah,
in every
same
movie.
guy in every movie. for
just
sure.
like Denzel. But some characters that are the same character, like Samuel L. Jackson, same guy in every movie. Sometimes it works. Paul Walker, he's forever the gorgeous 20-year-old with blonde hair. You know what makes up for a lack of
Sounds like he
acting?
wants to
Beauty. I did.
oh shit.
That opportunity drove away just like the last scene. Oh! All right. Damn it. I'm going to ask you the mummy questions before you waylay us with these distracting other thoughts. So here
Paul
we go.
Walker.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Rest in peace.
Dude, think about Into the Blue with Jessica Alba.
Him and Ryan Dunn. Spinning donuts. But yeah, Jessica Alba. But those fools, they started putting more clothes on them because they would get more money and they'd get better scuba gear. I'm like, this is not why I wanted to see. I wanted to see these tight bodies swimming around the Bahamas.
Paul Walker's famous line. Hey, yo, Rome.
Rome! I like the tuna here. Bullshit, asshole. Nobody likes the tuna here. Like, Pedro Martin Del Campo, when you listen to this, call me. We can talk about... We know, he and I know the quotes, the ridiculousness, all the little intricacies. Boom.
Pedro's a douchebag. So let's
No,
go
he's
on.
not.
Let's go with
Can we
Mummy.
get rid of this little doll head that's just staring at me?
Which one?
That was Matt's on the right
I
side.
figured out. I almost asked if that was a Matt.
Yeah, I could take it off.
Yeah,
It's
I
just-
don't like that either.
Yeah, it's just...
It's just staring at me.
there's just a
like-
doll head in the lunchbox. Oh, it's taken care of. Oh!
She gone.
Easy. So, what is the name of the mummy?
Emotep.
Nice. Now say that without a question mark after it.
Emotep.
Emotep. All right. What about his babe, his Betty, his slam piece, the one he tries to raise from the dead before the Magi stop him, and then take all of him and his priest.
The Magi, though. Dude, those motherfuckers. What was the main
The
Magi?
Magi was a badass.
His name was like Audis or something. They didn't really do it, but he's just this
Otis?
bad guy. Audis.
Audis?
Something. But the
Should've
name.
gave him way more justice because he was a bad.
He is,
His
but
wife.
a bad combat
What the
leader.
hell was his wife's name?
Anoxunamun.
I think that's what it is.
Oh,
should've known
oh,
that. I
hella
should've known
funny.
that.
All right, who's
That's
hot?
hella
All right,
insane.
who's
That's hella
hotter
insane.
in the second movie? Anoxunamun or Evie? In that fight, that
Evie.
sexy.
Hold on.
Evie all day.
Really?
Evie all day.
Hold on. First of all, that is a great fight. But
It is a great fight.
Let's put it in.
And
Let's
they-
put
they're
it.
wearing
Let's put
some
in.
skimpy ass
let's-
clothes in that.
What clothes?
All the,
Put me back to
So,
Egyptian
dude,
times.
all right. So let's put in a third factor.
How many fingers did you hold up?
I put in 4 fingers.
Nice.
So, if you're talking about Oxylamoon and Evie, I'm gonna put in the third play. If the people watch the Mummy movies, they're gonna know this bitch.
What's the third play?
Scorpion King, the Sorcerer.
The sorcerer. Yeah.
When she gets out of the water and her freaking hair is the only thing that's over her titties, bruh.
Brew.
That was the first, and that was back in
Yeah.
what movie that came out in 2003?
2003.
That was risky.
That was risky. And PG-13. No.
Yeah,
less. That was good.
PG-13. And she wore
Excuse me.
that skimpy outfit the whole time she was on freaking The Rock's camel.
The
You know
Rock's
what I'm
camel.
saying?
Oh, you're talking about his penis.
No, I'm talking about his actual
And
camel.
that got rid of her
Hey,
powers.
Sandwich, I have
That's a
I have a
rule.
question.
The
for you.
Rock's wiener is so strong I got rid of her
The
sorcery
Rock
powers.
took her virginity. What is she, like 28 in that movie? How old is a sorceress? And she's
I don't know.
she's like the 40-year-old virgin.
What was the sorcerer's king?
The Scorp. Memnon.
Agamemnon.
No, it's just Memnon. Just Memnon. 2002, the Scorpion King came out.
Yeah.
Probably
Agamemnon with
Probably
the
came out in
freaking hair.
VHS.
I remember renting Scorpion King from fucking Warrior Video.
Warrior
Warrior-
video.
that-
That
How
and a
crazy-
pizza.
Who would ever guess that videotapes and DVDs would be obsolete by 2019?
Netflix just wiped them out.
I remember the first person that would
Sandwich,
ever get
I
Netflix.
have a question for you.
Uh,
So in The Mummy,
huh?
when the dude plucks a little bug off the wall and he puts it into
the
his
first
bag,
Mummy.
what noise does he make?
That's dude. You gotta stick your hands up in the air and wave like little jazz fingers.
I hella forgot about that.
And then he dies, perhaps the most miserable death you could possibly think of. And then after watching that movie when I was little, like I had an irrational fear those Beatles were just gonna come out of nowhere
Yo, I
and
those
just eat the
Beatles
shit
were a
out
real
of
life
us.
thing that we're gonna
They
straight up
were.
come in
Imagine
and
if-
Scarabs.
eat your
In
ass.
Africa, they might freaking be.
Oh yeah,
There's
for
some
sure.
scary
There's
little
some
bugs
crazy
over
Guarantee
there.
you
shit.
they're in Australia at least.
Crazy shit
I don't want to
over
go
there.
there.
They have an elephant.
So, does Emotep beat the Scorpion King with his powers? Because in the second movie,
Alright.
The Mummy Returns, he gets his powers taken away.
You want to ask me about the Mummy and the Mummy Returns?
Yes, I do.
I got answers for you.
Well,
I haven't watched the Scorpion King in years.
Thank God.
And
Well, the Scorpion. Well, he's just a badass like assassin.
the Scorpion.
I remember exactly.
He's that giant half scorpion monster.
I
in
remember
the-
what it was, but
yeah.
any details that you want out of it, I can't.
Oh.
I don't remember.
Emotep got his powers taken away
Let
before.
the people know.
I'm opened another beer because, like, sobriety sucks. I don't want it. I can't stare at one
like
thing.
it.
I don't like it. I want to see 3 things when there should only be 1. Yeah.
I can't wait till I can feel my legs later.
My God, what
I can't
legs?
do that with Michelob Ultra though.
I'm sober over here.
Well, there's
I
also
like to remain sober.
ways to remedy that situation.
Look.
I'm not gonna do it. Right?
Well-
I'm not gonna do it.
Hey, made it. But there's like no end at the
Alright, so
bottom
what
of the
was the question?
box. The question is,
Oh, you're talking about could Hemotep?
if Emotep, without
Emotep?
when he has his powers, does he beat the giant Scorpion
But
King
the
monster
thing-
Scorpion?
Think
Can
of-
he
think-
can he take over?
Matthias, that's his name.
Can he
Yeah,
take
Matthias.
over a dust storm? Going after the Scorpion King?
Well, if you're inside that chamber, I mean, you might have some sandy powers, but I don't think it's as riveting as a dust storm. I think he can maybe transform himself into dust, go into the Scorpion King's asshole, and then explode him. Possibly. I'm thinking Emotep over the
I'm
Scorpion.
gonna say Scorpion King's gonna take him out.
As the monster?
Are you talking about one-on-one fight?
Yeah. One-on-one naked combat.
One-on-one naked combat.
Yeah.
First of all, Brendan Fraser would beat them both.
Oh yeah.
If I may just sidetrack this entire conversation. Prime Brendan Fraser, is it in The Mummy or is it in George of the Jungle?
It's definitely in.
Mummy.
He doesn't.
It's
He has a shirt
definitely
on the entire
in-
time in The Mummy.
Don't care. Mummy.
George of the Jungle. Have you seen Brendan Fraser lately? Jesus Christ.
Well,
that guy
yeah,
needs
he's
help.
big, but
He
you
needs
know,
help. No,
20
he
years
needs
will
help.
happen. 20 years happens to us all.
What's the
He's fat.
what's the movie? The Devil.
Oh, Bedazzled.
Bedazzled.
No, not
Was that
Bedazzled.
a basketball game?
No,
Yeah, it's Bedazzled. You're right. It's Bedazzled.
Brandon
But
Fraser,
I will
what-
say,
I think
I'll
someone tried to make
say,
him
I
No,
think
he
you-
was queer in that movie.
no, he's just a loser.
No, he's
But
just a loser.
that is it is
He's like a real
Bedazzled.
sandwich.
In one of the dreams or something that happened, he was queer, and he got with like some hot ass girl, and then she's like, "Oh, you're gay." It's like, "No, let me show you I'm not gay."
Oh, then he is gay.
kisses her,
Oh my
and
God,
then,
I am gay.
No, I'm queer.
He has like a huge wiener.
Bedazzled?
He's successful. It is Bedazzled.
When he does one of the wishes. And
Yeah, that's his wish.
Yeah.
He has a huge wiener. He's super smart. He gets the girl, brings her back home. Turns out he's gay. Who? I mean, that happens to the best of us, I guess. Anyway, so back to. Jesus.
No, I think the Scorpion King's gonna lose because if Brendan Fraser's able to throw.
Hold on, wait, were we talking about the Mummy, or are we talking
Yeah,
about?
Yeah, so it's
yeah.
Emotep, like with
Emotep
his
versus Scorpion
powers
King.
versus
No.
Scorpion King, like half scorpion
I'd like to
monster.
get
Where did Brandon Fraser come in? Mr. O'Connell?
I mean,
are we talking about
Ooh.
does Mr. O'Connell beat the Scorpion
Well,
King?
Rick
Rick.
O'Connell.
I'm just
Mr.
letting you know.
Mystery- oh, you're not on a first name basis.
No,
I'm just
Mr.
letting you know. I think the
Nerd.
Scorpion King would lose because the freaking Rick O'Connell, aka Brendan Fraser, would be able to throw a spear straight to his heart, and he gives the freaking clamps like
He does go like
Emotep would for sure be able to beat his ass.
he overkicked his coverage because Brendan Fraser is falling backwards and then thrusts upwards. It's like if he's falling back into a fire pit, why would you go on the offensive?
Wasn't it even not.
He's clearly
No,
out of bounds.
was it a fire
Clearly
pit?
out of bounds.
Going for the throw.
Was it a fire
clearly
pit?
out
It
of
was
bounds.
like there were a bunch of
Throw.
like creatures.
That was
in
hell.
The bottom.
That
Like,
was
there
hell.
Something coming up from the bottom.
That was the underworld grasping for Emotep and his lost love. That he's like, fuck it, I'm going down, and gets torn to pieces. But yeah, miserable death. Their love wasn't meant to. Only been 3,000 years, but apparently, just going to help your dude out of a fire pit isn't in the cards.
Oh.
You don't have to be pretty to be an actor.
Look at Liam Neeson.
He's pretty ugly.
He's ugly as
He's a good actor. Who's the ugliest actor? He's pretty ugly.
I will say, with
I mean,
age,
Samuel.
for sure.
It's hard. Like
Peter
kid
Dinklage
actors.
is pretty ugly.
He is a train wreck of a face.
Is Pete Davidson an actor?
You know what? Pete Davidson.
Who's Pete Davidson?
Butthole eyes. Butthole eyes.
I've never heard
You don't
of
even-
What? Butthole
Was it
eyes?
Butthole eyes?
Dated Ariana Grande.
Yeah, so you know Ariana Grande, David Mac Miller. She breaks up with Mac Miller. Mac Miller kills himself because
Big time.
That's what her freaking does.
Ooh, it bites
And
you.
so then she started dating
Mac
Pete
Miller's
Davidson.
totally dead.
Yeah, he's 6 feet deep.
Wow.
So she started dating Pete Davidson. Then who started making fun of the butthole eyes?
I think the internet.
Oh, doesn't he have like his
They-
sunken
they
in
posted
eyes?
Well, he just got.
Oh,
he just,
I know
he
who you're
just looks
talking
like he has
about.
tired eyes, and
Yeah.
she tried to say it's because he has an autoimmune disease. Correct.
Autoimmune.
Yeah, she
And
said
then
something like
Biggest
that.
word she
Something like
knows.
that, and it was like, no, he has
No,
just
she
butthole
said
eyes.
she said that after the internet took off. And
Yeah,
just
started roasting Pete
started
Davidson.
saying he has
because
butthole
because he is an
You know,
ugly. He is an ugly.
Could imagine having buttholes for eyes. Lou, you know what I'm talking about.
You know, I got. I can feel for a
Got
man
one.
with eye problems. I really can.
But butthole eyes?
Butthole, I would never want to wish that on anyone.
Dude, all right. So all right, why is that a saying when they like people say I wouldn't wish that upon my worst enemy? They're your worst enemy for a reason. If I had a worst enemy, which I'm sure I do, I don't know who they are.
It's kind of just.
Why wouldn't you wish the worst things imaginable upon them? They're your worst enemy. F them.
Because you probably want to do it to them yourselves.
I want them to know that I'm responsible.
Like you don't want them like, for instance, Kevin Durant just tore his Achilles. If I had a worst enemy, I'd like to make sure if I was in one-on-one naked combat that I am the reason why he tore his Achilles, not just because he tore his Achilles on his own doing something else.
It doesn't have to
more
be
than
combat.
anything, it just makes it seem like the worst thing in the world.
Yeah.
The person you hate the most, you wouldn't want. Even though, granted, everyone would wish that upon the worst enemy in the world.
Doesn't necessarily have to be one-on-one naked combat, but as long as they know you're responsible. Say like he's like walking down the street, doesn't see you coming up behind, and you just cut his Achilles, with a square a square shovel.
A square shovel.
Okay,
wow, that's
sir-
sending a message.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Leave it in there.
No, I'm not. I'm not gonna do that.
Shears,
But
like the pruning shears.
that's no. I'm not doing. That's crazy.
That's a pretty bad visual.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, think about it. Whoa, Lou's. What do you got there, Lou?
Lou hasn't even opened up his second Michelob Ultra.
And he thinks he's about to.
He's
No, I'm
lagging
not going
behind.
You think
I'm not
about
going. I'm done
Why?
drinking.
Why?
I'm done drinking.
What?
Ooh.
Wow.
I'm
I'm responsible. I'm the one responsible person on this podcast, but
I'm responsible. I'm a sandwich.
you are. But
Thanks.
tomorrow's your Sunday. Tomorrow's my Monday.
But it's one less that's gonna spill. Just make
Um,
sure that does not spill on this effing thing. I barely know how to use it, but God, I just know I don't want beer on it. If you can call this piece of shit a beer. Hey, water has more alcohol content. O'Doul's has more alcohol content. Next question.
I will say though, before we wrap this up,
Wrap
kind
up.
of funny. It is kind of funny when people say I don't wish that upon my worst enemy. But
Why wouldn't you?
But
Everyone does.
I do firmly believe it goes with you'd want to do it to the worst enemy yourself compared to it happening.
Is that how you take it?
That's how I take it. Like it's,
I
it's
figured-
okay.
I figured
It's
it's just
okay.
like-
Well,
Like no one really wouldn't wish it upon their worst enemy. It's just a way to emphasize what they're saying to make it seem like it's worse
here's
than they really are.
Here's my
true.
segue. Here's the bridge. Are you guys ready for it? What happened to Auburn? Prince Auburn when he fought the mountain and got his head fucking exploded, crushed. I wish that upon my worst
AKA
enemy.
the Viper.
But I wouldn't want to do that myself. I wouldn't want to crush somebody's head with my bare hands. That's a bit intense, and I don't want to go
I
to sleep.
wish I had the strength to pop someone's head like a grape.
You do have that strength, Lou.
He
What's
does jack off.
you
a
mean-
lot.
What's the angriest you've ever been? You've just absolutely lost it. You're seeing red in one eye.
Yeah. Tell the people
I've
what
been
happened.
Yeah.
angry lots of times. I don't know.
How many times have you been angry?
Could tell you.
Sure you can. We're on a
I
podcast.
I could tell you a story about 2 days ago. I got very angry. I punched off a wall
How hard?
hard enough that I may or may not have broke my hand.
Which hand?
That hand.
It's all fat.
I can go that way.
What happened?
That way works fine.
Why, Lou?
That way does not work fine.
I feel like you like doing that. I feel like you've been getting off going that way.
Yet you were able
I'm
to golf
praying
today.
It just goes away. And I didn't punch a wall. It was a door that just happened to turn out to be very.
You
couldn't even put a
very
hole in the door.
sturdy.
Did the door?
You could've put a hole through
Did
the
the
door,
door look
people.
at you wrong? And
Yes,
why did you punch?
yes.
Why did you punch the door?
The door looked at me wrong.
Wong.
Wong.
Dave Wong.
Yeah, Dave Wong.
Dave Wong.
Who's Dave Wong?
You're talking about Dave. Chinese food Dave, Oceans.
Ocean's Restaurant.
If you guys have never been
One-
to
one of the
Oceans in Winters,
sponsors.
California, I recommend going there.
You've never been to Dave
You'll see
Wong's
a
in Starkey?
300-pound
Go there.
man, which we all love, named David Oceans. I don't know. I just know his first name's Dave.
Dave.
And he's the
What's
man.
that-
All he
what's that
does
story
all he
about
does
him?
is call me a bitch the whole entire time. It's ridiculous.
It's excellent
Didn't
customer
he-
service.
Didn't someone like break into his house and he took
shot
him
a
out with
guy.
gun?
He shot a guy?
Yeah, he shot a
He's a
guy.
killer. I like that.
Dude,
His KD ratio is 1-0. Could you kill a man?
Yeah, if somebody breaks into your house, yeah, I'm pulling the trigger. What the hell? Why would you
Big
not?
time.
Why the hell would you not?
Big
problem is-
time.
The problem is, you can, in this dumbass country, you can still get in trouble for shooting someone that's breaking into your house in the middle of fucking night.
Why is that, Lou?
Well, in California.
How could somebody break into your house and you're the...
No, Texas, you're all good.
Yeah.
Exactly. We're in California, so different rules. We live in a different country, run by a one-party state. The Democrats are the worst.
Should there be an all-out war between Democrats and Republicans? Everybody's naked, greased up, and they fight
No,
each
I was
other.
gonna make sure-
Dumbasses
And the
should
Mojave
just-
does it.
people should just quit listening to them promise them free stuff and quit voting Democrat.
I don't like politics.
Don't ask me those questions.
I was
You
asking
don't
about
want the
No,
genuine
I was
answer.
asking you about Brendan Fraser's abs, and you turned it into some kind of political hootenanny.
When was the last time you said Brendan Fraser?
Well, it was about his when he was like his alpha male-esque. George of the Jungle.
Brendan Fraser is like really ugly now, though. But that's why he lives in Europe, because he's ashamed of himself.
Well, I heard he got a right
Inside
here.
your.
I heard he got a divorce, so even superheroes can't avoid emotional wrecks. But anyways, so
Don't ask me about politics.
over here. No, I don't. No, politics just suck.
You don't ask me about politics
suck.
and then not expect to
They
get
suck.
to the fucking truth.
No, I appreciate
Exactly.
it. No, I felt that passion though. I got a little aroused, just being
A little?
okay. Thanos. That's the name. It's all right.
You
So
lost me.
Brad.
This is where I'm at.
So he's the purple guy, played by Josh Brolin. Brilliantly played by Josh Brolin.
He's from, I don't know.
In Avengers Infinity War, Thanos, spoiler alert, but if you haven't seen it by now, you know, suck toes, gets all these, they're called Infinity Stones, and when you get that, you can do whatever you want, essentially. Snaps his fingers, like that, and half of the universe dies. Half of all living beings die, because there's not enough food to go around, there's not enough resources to sustain us overpopulating f***ing rabbits all over the, not just Earth, all over the universe. Half of everybody gone. Just random selection. You're done. Just so the rest can live. He snaps his fingers and accomplishes that mission. Is he really an asshole by doing whatever it takes? I mean, think about it. With only 4 billion people in this world, rather than 8, like there's gonna be more jobs, there'll be more food, less hunger, hopefully less corruption.
He's doing what the weak cannot do.
Yes.
And
Yes.
that's why I respect it. I respect him for that.
And he took on everybody. But why is he an asshole for snapping his fingers and half
it's
of everybody
just not-
dies?
He killed half the population.
Okay, so hear me out. Half the population, yes. But what if it was just half the population, but like half the world is in Asia, Europe, and Africa, and Australia? What if they just died? Everybody in North America, like, nobody from the Avengers dies, right? Nobody from the Marvel universe dies.
If it was like,
And they're like, oh, who cares about the people from India?
If it was only half the people on Earth, oh yeah,
The entire universe.
I'm for it.
No, it's including Earth. Cluck Earth. Chicken cluck it. We have too many people
I
here.
understand what he did, and I agree with what he did. It
Yes.
makes sense because
Of course it
you
does.
can just tell right now how there's
There's a
2019?
lot of people, very
There's a lot of
dense.
shit going on that freaking butt with Thanos doing what he did.
Bay Area traffic would go down.
Dude, it's
Jesus,
crazy.
I went through that today. Good Lord, I hate you people.
It'd be crazy if it was half the population now. You know how much more wildlife, everything.
Wildlife. Well, I
No,
mean,
no, if I had the
animals might be
option,
dead too.
I'm not gonna say wiping out half the people in the world, but half the people in the world just not ever existing. Absolutely.
Like without World War
100%.
II,
Without like killing half the world.
Yeah,
but just
more the
I don't know how to
morbid
say
nature
that.
of the conversation aside, like say, if World War II didn't happen, that's 100 million more people left on this earth. That's like males.
which is exponential.
Think
Times
of
it,
how
times that by how
many-
offspring they're gonna have.
Yes.
And how much.
Like, it's, I don't want to say natural selection, but like war thins the fucking herd. Like, I'm not saying that's the go-to.
Yeah.
It's got to be another way. We're just eating ourselves alive. Like the human race, like in the Matrix, Mr. Smith says like the human race is a disease. You just go from place to place, you consume all the resources, and then when you're done there, you move somewhere else. We're like, are we a disease on this planet?
We're not a disease.
Are we not?
We are like the main reason this planet exists.
Ah,
No,
way.
God is, you idiot.
No way.
And dude,
No
really?
way.
No way what?
No way we're not the reason why
We
this
were-
Like
planet
God's the
exists.
main reason for my fucking argument.
Oh,
Like,
Jesus.
he
God.
made the planet for us.
What about the
crazy
Big Bang? What about like the billions of years,
that?
trillions of years of universal expansion and formation? Like the
No,
Earth
no,
was nothing.
I believe in all that too.
Yes.
I absolutely believe.
But what if humans weren't on this planet? I feel like it would be a more habitable place for the wildlife.
Before humans
Pretty
were even
crazy.
around, there was dinosaurs and a freaking.
They got wiped out. They got
And a
done.
meteor came in and wiped them out.
Allegedly.
Yes,
Was
all-
that
that's
the
all
meteor?
Just a part of a process.
Was that the meteor carrying Adam and Eve?
But
It's a slip.
dinosaurs.
Up-
Do you think dinosaurs were out here, carbon emissions, and we're about to just destroy the world?
No.
You got me on politics.
No. This might be like more religious or scientific, but I mean I've even heard that like Jupiter, just by how big it is
Hey,
and its
everything-
rotation, it's taken
everything's
so
just
many
going through a
impacts.
process.
That everything just happened to come together so perfectly. Like those bigger planets have taken a lot of asteroids and
Yeah.
shit that would have hit us.
But also,
Like just how
exactly,
perfect is
we
it?
just we just happen to be in the perfect spot
At the
If we're-
perfect
if we, like,
time.
if we want to get as far as like the solar, like the universe and the solar system, it is just absolutely stupid how much.
I'm trying to tell Lou to get close to the mic and I just can't do it, so I erupted.
Now you-
I never thought about it like that.
What?
How the area that we're living in
But
is
it's
like
just it's
so
just,
perfect.
It's stupid
Yes!
how big the
Universe
like
is.
not even the universe, like just the solar system.
the
Or
galaxy.
the it's not even the galaxy. Galaxies are a small part of the whole
Yeah.
outer space.
We're nothing. Like when we think about like humans have been around for literally like we're not even a blip on the effing radar, dude.
Wow.
Do you
Anyways.
still listen to Joe Rogan?
Every day. He had that piece of shit. You took a week off, Joe. Don't
Yeah,
act like
Joe,
we didn't
we're
notice,
calling you
buddy.
out.
We took a week off, all right, bud.
What is it? It is
Fuck.
June 15th.
I was waiting for it all week that you're gonna give out episode like 560.
I wanna
Listen
get
to
something
it
like that.
every day.
Every day.
You find 3 hours a day to listen to Joe.
No.
Rogan.
You listen to it in increments.
How many days
I
a
may
week does he
only-
put it out?
It's probably what do you
I
think?
would say 2 or 3 a week.
Three-
It's
three-
consistent.
Yeah, I
It's
thought it was
consistent
every
enough.
day.
Probably
I thought it was
Nah.
every day.
It's hard to
no.
do. That's
No, three a
Three
week.
hours. You bet your ass that'd be hard
3
to
a
do.
week.
It's a long time.
4 rarely.
Rarely, if he's really
But he
bored.
put that 3 a week.
That dude has his hand in everything.
Yeah, he
Crazy.
works.
And absolutely.
We'll compare him to like somebody like Kevin Hart. How like
Kevin
Joe
Hart's crazy, too.
Joe
Kevin Hart's
Rogan's
crazy.
work ethic is like that of somebody that has his much success. Yeah, he's had some lucky breaks. I'm sure he'd be the first one to tell you that. Like to get Fear Factor, to like work as hard as he did, like he's peaked at how his popularity. But then like Kevin Hart, it's like I can't say Kevin Hart works harder than Joe Rogan. Like he busts his ass, but Kevin Hart's just like that much bigger.
Crazy.
He's
Kevin
like
Hart's
he's
bigger
rock.
than
I want to
Joe
say he's
Rogan?
rock level. Well, yeah, I would put him at Rock's level. He's
Who, Kevin Hart?
Yeah.
I think the
Okay,
Rock.
he's
here's
rock
the
level.
thing.
I think Kevin
Joe
Hart.
Rogan. I like Joe Rogan.
Rock's just taller.
I feel like Joe Rogan thinks he is a comedian. I think that's one of his main people
Yeah.
ask what he is.
Yeah, he's a
His
comedian.
stand-up comedy sucks.
Dude, I find his
Dude, I
podcast
watch it.
so much more entertaining because he's like naturally funny. When he's on his like does comedy, he's just yelling at us for an hour.
Exactly, it's different.
It's just like,
It's different.
ah.
His pod- I
And he's
love his
animated.
podcast.
Yeah, he's low key. Like it's just chill. It's him talking with his buddies. Like it reminds me of like say a conversation like this or when I'm just kicking it with a couple of the boys that don't exist.
I really do.
I was like, what are you talking about? Sam?
Oh god. But I don't know. It's just funny. Like you could tell like there's chemistry. Him and like Ari, like they have chemistry. Or
Oh,
Nick,
yeah,
Joey,
yeah,
not
yeah.
Joey Diaz.
Listen to the one of him eating the freaking Death Stars.
No.
The gummy.
You don't watch
The
it
gummies.
even-
No,
that are
should
like,
I?
It's like
Hell
the,
yeah!
Ah!
It's because everywhere that takes a Death Star with him just starts freaking.
They're like,
How
like
much-
200
Freak the fuck out.
milligram, 200 milligram
They
gummies or
freak
something.
the fuck
And
out.
I guess
How-
he just starts eating a tray
What?
of just the gummies.
How much
Yeah.
marijuana is in one of those?
200
200
milligrams.
milligrams, that's
200
crazy.
milligrams is
Crazy.
My would fall
Seriously,
back out of my
I mean,
That's
I-
outrageous.
it's not
The
like
ones
first
that
time
people I
that's
know
right.
are 10 milligrams.
Wow.
My how life changes a little bit.
happened. I know. Look at it.
It's funny, right? Like within a couple of years, life change. Like,
Boom.
would you have ever guessed? I mean, this all seriousness. That like, man, next year, if somebody would tell you you're gonna lose your eye next year, Like what the click? That's a game changer.
That was
Like
that
how
one came out in
how
fucking left
quick
field.
like Kevin Durant's life's changed. Klay Thompson's life changed.
Kelly Thompson's fine. ACL tears. That's only like a 6 month.
Yeah,
They
ACL.
figured it out.
He's no Nick Mariani.
I was just saying they figured out the ACL now. To
Adrian
where
Peterson
it
figured it out.
Adrian Peterson figured it out.
Fuck.
AP figured it out. Became the rushing leader the next following year.
Yes.
And ever since that, the ACL tear has turned into an average.
You think it's
You guys
so?
want to sit here and tell me
That ruined Booby Miles' career, bro. You want to win?
You wanna-
Put Booby in. Hey.
Hey.
You're talking about Friday Night Lights?
Yeah.
Yes.
Can I just make a quick, like, I remembered something funny I said today, and you guys have to hear it.
You're not funny.
Let me tell you.
You're not funny.
Rebecca and I were talking about religion or something like that.
Who's
like,
that?
Oh no, she said her Uber driver
Who's
was.
that?
We'll talk about her later.
Who's this girl?
She'll be on the podcast. She's a friend, a platonic friend.
A girlfriend.
So why don't you put that in your pipe and smoke it?
Okay.
Yeah. So anyways.
Go on.
Yeah, I am.
This is getting cut.
Never. It's going live. Sorry, dude. That the innocence of the Giants' little cute bobblehead. He's like, oh, you guys. So we're talking about religion. No, her Uber driver or Lyft, possibly. You know, I endorse Lyft. Lyft driver took her from
You know,
Bellevue.
I fucks with this.
Lyft.
I don't know which one I would rather have.
Lyft.
Uber or Lyft. I think I only had
Lyft.
Lyft one time.
Lyft
Uber.
1,000 times
Why
over.
makes that make
It's
better?
pink. They have a
It's the
mustache.
same thing.
They do have the little
It is.
thing.
There is absolutely
Button-
nothing different.
Brian
other than
Button
there
works
are more
there.
Ubers out there.
Lyft also has a
what
better-
company-
You need time.
because the busier one company gets, the more expensive the rides get.
Yeah.
It's
What?
fucking, which is
Yeah,
the best
it's
fucking business model. in
Back
San
to me and my joke. Damn it.
No one wants to listen to this.
we're gonna
That's why
listen to
we're
the
talking about Lyft and Uber.
So we'll go back to it. God, we've digressed so much.
Go.
So,
ahead.
talking about like her Lyft driver is named. She's like, oh, his name's Jesus. I'm like, I bet it's Jesus. And then she gets back, and I'm like, hey, like,
Wait, you actually said that?
yeah. And then
French.
I said, the second coming sounds like a good name for a religious porn. Let that sink in. Let there be silence
I mean,
in radio when they don't say anything or something blacks out. Like, that is up. We learned about that in radio class in college. That is like the worst thing you could possibly go, like like silence on the air. Like, just know when that happens, people are panicking and they got to get that shit straight. Like, people like the producers and in the back going off.
Why?
Because that's like that's money. That's live on the air. You can't have dead air. It's a big deal.
Oh, whatever.
And if you cuss, the FCC, it's like a $50,000 fine if you cuss and you let it.
Are you kidding me?
Well, when they're live, so radio stations, there's like a 15-second delay. It's like they'll talk and then if they cuss or something, somebody can like bleep it out. That's why you never hear anything. So one time,
So is that what the producer's job is?
so I mean amongst other things, like they gotta cut and edit
how long
things.
is there between when someone says something on radio, like whenever they're doing the
So,
interview,
I got a
and when
good-
it's getting broadcasted?
I got a solid inside look when I had an internship there in Sonoma. Like, I went in and the guy, there'd be like callers, he's like talking, but then he'll go in during the commercial break quickly. He had like this little computer type device and he would record somebody's voice and then act like he was talking to them, but it was just a recording. Like, he can do his weekend show, pretend he's taking calls. It's all recorded. It's like, here's the song, and then they play that little cut that he already recorded, and then it goes forward. Like, it's so digitized, and like one guy's in charge of coming up with the order in which the songs come in on. Like, that's a huge job.
If you ran a political show, would it be? They're back politics, but
It's all good.
would it be easy?
It's all good.
Would it be easy to fake?
I'm not going to
So
cringe
fake
on your
phone
First
calls.
Amendment, bro. I'm sorry for doing it earlier. Cheers.
I mean, you let me go long enough. That's all I can talk about.
So anyways, your question before I interrupted you.
Would it be easy for like a political show to fake phone calls because they do like
You
phone-ins
know,
all the time to like stage
thinking-
what the questions
All
are.
right, think about these companies like Fox or ABC, whoever it was. They fired Roseanne before she was even able to explain
she's
herself or
Roseanne started
whatever.
going crazy,
She
that's
went
why.
crazy. I'm not gonna say she didn't go
That bitch was
crazy.
on some shit.
Oh yeah, I'm not gonna say she didn't go
You know
crazy.
what she was on?
But how quickly?
Ambien.
Yeah,
Ambien.
no, outrageous
Sleeping
stuff.
pills.
Ooh.
No, I'm not defending
Oh,
Roseanne, but I'm
fucking-
pointing out the bias in the way the media covered a story.
Yeah.
If she was not
bitch
conservative,
went-
So,
if she was
besides-
not conservative, the
fellas.
media would not have gone after her.
This
the
is
way they
besides
did.
the point. I'm using her for an example. Like what
You
these.
brought up Roseanne.
So
we're
what?
talking Roseanne. What
So these.
This bitch is high as shit.
Shut your mouth, you fat piece of shit. So these big like ABC, NBC, like these giant corporate networks. Do you think with their billions of dollars, they would not pay off some random actors because that's what they'd call it? No, I think you're wrong. And then have Rush Limbaugh or somebody tear them a new asshole, get set up perfectly, and then they pre-do it. I'm sure some of it's live, like they just rant naturally.
Guarantee if it happened,
I guarantee they pay people off. Left, right, doesn't matter. Like, I guarantee you it is calculated, quantified, and redistributed to their benefit. If they get somebody to come against, they make sure they're dumb or, all right, don't say certain shit. I mean, who's to say that they don't? Like, Stormy Daniels. Guarantee you some guys in suits rolled up in a white van and said, hey, like, we're going to kill your kid if you don't, knock this nonsense off. So you're going to lose. Donnie's going to win. Big Don's gonna win, or he's gonna Bobby Lashley your ass. Bobby Lashley's gonna come. I bet he paid Bobby Lashley to go and
Bobby
threaten her.
Lashley's got a sweatband on or no sweatband?
What are you talking about?
He rocks a sweatband now.
He's a sweatband guy?
Yeah.
I mean, he's also bald, so I mean,
well, he's always been bald. So why all of a sudden start bringing the sweatband out if you're already bald and everything?
Maybe it's a new version of himself. Possibly. I mean, the way you look. I felt like a better person doing Tough Mudder putting on eye black.
Yeah.
What do you want?
If you want it.
Wait, that bath toilet doesn't work. You're gonna pee outside. Get out of my lunchbox.
He just told me.
Why doesn't it work?
It doesn't. There's no water in here. There's no water in the lunchbox. Didn't you know?
Yank it. No, just open the door. Jesus, my God. It's not that
Jesus,
hard.
can you believe this guy?
You can't even open a door.
Get out! It just spins.
Jesus.
It doesn't do anything.
What
It's a doorknob.
That's not even a knob.
Watch out for zippers, bro. Dear God, Lou, taking 10 minutes to leave this damn place. Look at him go, not even having the decency to go 5 feet away from my front door. Animal, clown. All right, now that we got the out of the way.
Jesus, my God, that guy
now
is
gone. God, what I did not enjoy it.
Man.
I feel like it's just a word, but I do feel a little bad.
What?
The R word.
What word?
Retard.
No.
I just said it. Oh my God. Oh.
No,
my
it's definitely a
testicles
word
just
that you have
exploded.
to, with.
I don't say it regularly. You know.
You call me that every day.
No, I don't.
He's fat, people.
He's so fat. What was your favorite episode of Thrones? Which one just got you tickled? Was it one of the battles? Maybe like the last episode of season 6 when the set blew up? Like, what's some shit? What was your favorite? I know it wasn't anything in season 8. Oh! That butthole of the season.
Even though it's a week wait for the goddamn dragon to die. When Jon Snow, I don't know. That's a weak ass episode though. When Jon Snow's chilling on the water and the dragons come and they save his ass, and I just like the part when the freaking Ice King goes like this with his arm.
Oh, that was a dope episode.
Yeah, and then kills the dragon.
That was
but
a good throw.
I don't know. I also like the last episode when the dragon was actually able to show its power. They finally showed
That's
the power.
not last episode is not the best episode.
It's not the. I don't want to. I don't want to call that. No, not the last episode. But you're able to see how strong the dragons really were to make them a real threat.
No. For me, it was when she comes down and destroys the Lannisters. Like when they're all in a row, and then all the Dothraki get on top of their horses, and then she comes in and just blows a hole through the line of Lannisters.
Yeah.
That was the first. It's like,
crazy.
Drogon está aquí. Mi hermanos.
All day.
Fuegan the out of those Lannisters. Just. I felt a little bad for him. Now I'm rewatching the show for like the 20th time.
The only thing that
like these guys are
they
assholes.
didn't even show how strong the Gold Army was. What the shit?
That
guy just ran away like a fucking puss.
Why not have another battle? Why not make it more suspenseful?
I mean,
like, you put in that much time.
They could have made it definitely 2 to 3 more episodes.
They could have done so much
Easily.
more. I'd say for me, that first, it's hard to say. Season 6, when everything goes down, like that suspense and the storytelling, and then when you find out who Jon Snow really is, that was great storytelling. That might have been, I think, all one episode. I don't know. But the first time Mance Rayder attacks the wall, so Jon Snow's like, all right, like, y'all stay up here. I'm going down.
Yeah.
So he jumps off the elevator, and there's one shot. Like, this is super nerdy.
Yo, that's a solid episode.
It's just like, it's that 360-degree shot. You see Jon. You see that bald dude that eats people.
Yep.
You see Tormund. It's one. I love those shots where it's just one singular motion, one long shot. and it just gets all the characters in
So
there.
what season was it with when Jon Snow was Battle of the Bastards?
That was sick.
You
I was
probably-
at
you
6.
probably like that
I got my.
episode.
That was the
That one.
background of my computer for the longest time.
Got you nowhere.
It's no, I don't know. I felt big every time I opened it. It's Kit Harington standing in front of the horses that were really coming at him. Those behind the scenes episodes after the episode.
I never watched any of
They're
those.
they just show you. It's actually pretty entertaining. You see all the work that they put in, like etching things out, like crafting the skull in the basement, like the dungeons. That's real. They made that. They chiseled it.
The dragons?
Yeah, the dragon skulls that are under.
The big ass ones?
Yeah, that's all real. All that wall,
They
like
shot the harpoon into?
yeah, that's real.
No way.
Yeah, they sculpted all of it. That table, Dragonstone. Of course, it's Dragonstone. It's Dragonstone. I was close, but still, that should have been like, layup. Should know that shit.
Jon Snow went to talk to her, and all he had to do was bang her, and she would have been all right, but he didn't bang her.
He didn't. He kept it in his pants. He's
Couldn't
like,
even take it for one. You already banged her aunt so many
it's like you
goddamn
can't
times. Dude,
unbang
he
her.
just bang his aunt. You know what he was doing?
What was your favorite episode?
Second to last one. That was entertaining, and like the storyline fucked up the whole storyline, but it was an entertaining episode.
Oh, when she just
True.
torched everything.
Destroyed
She just
everyone.
I
blew
guess.
everything up. But why did she lose her shit? It makes sense for her to lose her shit
The way-
when if like in the book or whatever, it's a slow process of like all of her friends dying or like things happening to her.
I
to
saw
make
that
her,
the way they
make her,
edit.
like lose shit. It took 2 episodes for her to all of a sudden be crazy. Like what the hell?
I
Like her
saw
dad was.
that edit.
For her to go crazy, it's like that was way too quick for her to go crazy for her to lose her stuff.
This should have been one season
Jon Snow just
dedicated.
needed the bang.
He did need to bang. Clear. Plain and clear. Just give her a second coming. Yes. Oh, come on. But this whole season should have been dedicated to taking out the White Walkers. Give them a season. Yep.
Great.
Go to the Vale.
saying?
Go to different castles. Like keep the pressure on. Like have them retreating, fighting, maybe getting a little success, but like go to like the Vale, like the fighting at the Vale where the moon door is. Like that would have been a dope. See that castle? Like it's impenetrable.
Would you want to hear the Night King talk?
That would have been cool. That would
Like
have been
if him and Bran talked like in their own realm?
if they should have had them interact more. Like I don't want to get into what they could have done. That's gonna we could go on that for years.
Yeah.
You're talking about the Night King talking. Like
You guys are actually talking about things I know about.
Yeah.
Again.
the Night King talking would that would have been pretty cool just to see his character come to life a little more.
It makes sense if you talk because he was a human at one time.
He was, and I think seeing them the gods have so much to do. Like you never see him. Well, the god of fire is the only one we ever see kind of turn up a little bit, bringing people back to life, and that giant black cloud that comes out of the Red Witch's tang. What a that was, huh?
What the? Killer. Yo, why the hell
What
is
an
the
awful
freaking-
word.
That's a great word.
God damn that word to hell.
Dude, I was talking to I don't want to name drop, but I was talking to a mechanic the other day, and dude, we were talking about freaking and like that shit is so funny.
Wow.
All right, so the Red Witch, so the gods, they play so much of a role in the characters who they believe in. Like they kind of drive each character in their own way. Like their family, like the Starks love the gods. It's always about the gods. The White Walkers were kind of like that in between of the living and the dead. Like there should have been, and they had those little swirls, like those signs forever. There was no real significance. They just put things in circles. That's their move. Somehow connect the White Walkers with the afterlife or something like that. I don't know how they would have done it, but they were the perfect. Them and the dragons were the only kind of magical things about it all. So why not? I don't know. Go in you gave us a little bit. Why not go in a little deeper? Keep it as real. There's giants. I'm willing to stretch the
giants.
truth.
When I saw the giant for the first time, I was like, oh, that's pretty dope.
My MVP
That giant that broke through was it Winterfell in the Battle of the Bastards?
That's the best giant ever. Mike the Mighty.
Yeah,
No,
man,
that
he
wasn't
had a
Mike the
fucking
Mighty.
name?
That wasn't Mike the Mighty.
I never heard his name.
He's got names. My MVP of the Battle of Winterfell, the little Mormont girl, because she gets picked up by the giant and then stabs that bitch in the eye.
I liked her. Nah,
Yeah,
she was the reason why Jon Snow became the king of the North.
Mm-hmm.
But I did like the way that she went out because she definitely needed. I'm not saying she needed to die. I actually didn't expect her to die.
No.
I expected Grey Worm's bitch ass.
I
to
expected
die,
more people to
apparently
die.
He freaking survived. Yeah.
I would love to see
Way
him and
more-
Jon square off.
Torment, I thought he was gonna die.
Yep.
For sure.
Yeah,
But I thought.
Yup.
But I for sure thought he was gonna bang Lady.
Brienne,
yeah.
I did not buy Jamie.
How the hell did she bang Jamie Lannister?
That is so weird.
You think he
That's-
freaking used his fake hand?
Jamie's
fucking
got,
dildo.
dude, hammer. He's got an Infinity Gauntlet.
Just snapping.
But yeah,
Jamie.
I definitely think Tormund should definitely bang Lady Brienne. I did not like Jamie
There's
banging
no
Lady Brienne.
like small justice. Like that party scene was actually probably my favorite scene. Or the characters chilling with each other before the Battle of Winterfell. It was like, all right, you're Sir Lady Brienne, I say. But
Lady Brienne.
like there's glimpses of like this is the show I fell in love with. Like the characters all kicking it with each other. Tyrion's drinking. Let's play a drink game before we all die. Like they're all kicking it with each other in front of the
Tyrion's just
fires.
gotta go too far like he always does.
Yeah. No, then that it's like we just survived something like we never should have. Just partying with Tormund, partying with all of them a little bit. They just that was not the relationship. They don't bang. They have a different kind of
they
love
banged.
and relationship. Yes, they
They
did.
banged alright.
And then Jamie just goes back and to
He banged a 6'4"
Cersei,
bitch.
and that's it.
My
In the
God,
books,
man.
she is an absolute train wreck of a human being. I got to the part where right when Jamie gets his hand cut off, that's where I stopped because all you read is Jamie screamed, and that's it. You don't know he gets his hand cut off yet. The books are like they're dope. They're easy enough to read. They're just way overly detailed, but they go by character. It's not by chapter. So you start off with Ned, then you go to Jon, then you go to
like
Tywin.
Ned, does he go all the way to Ned dying?
Yeah, it's like you don't,
Oh,
but it's
really?
not his perspective. When Ned dies, I think it's Arya's perspective. She's there, so the story.
But I'm talking about like, how far does Ned go up to? Like, what does he talk about till the end of this chapter?
So it's not Ned talking. It's still the third person. So they say third and first person shooters. It's like you're them. Like that's the character saying, "Oh, I walked up and like bought this." So it's all told in like the third person.
Yeah.
So the story moves along through Ned. Like it's close associated to what affects him, and then it could be Cersei, and what closely affects her. But it moves on. It moves the story along, and then it'll go to
But what I'm
Daenerys.
saying is like, does Ned talk all the way up to the part that he gets his head chopped off?
He stops. It's like I don't know, a couple characters, and then it's Arya's perspective, and then
All
it's
the books are
described
like that.
Yeah, it all moves forward. It's cool because you feel more about like why the characters think the way they think, do what they do, and then you also realize how perfectly that show is cast. That is who you think of. Like if you never, it's just easily connected. Everybody plays such a perfect part. And then Daenerys is only like 13 when Drogo bangs her, and George R.R. Martin goes into quite detail describing his manhood, like dripping from like if it's a 13-year-old
So
girl.
Drago is just a beast of a
Yeah,
man.
yeah, he's just raping this 13-year-old. Like
It was called.
when
Love.
I'm writing, like I don't want to write something. I feel like I'd be judged, even though it's out of your imagination. It's like so Stephen King, he's written some really gnarly
Well, think about how old this
People
guy
like-
is. He probably didn't give a when he started.
shit. No, and he's still got 2 books to go. He's gonna die before he gets them out.
How old is he?
He's
He's like
in
that
his
old.
70s and he is fat, not to mention an uggo. Woo woo. That's not good. He's gonna die soon. He's super rich though,
Yeah, what
but he
does it
needs to
matter?
get those books out.
Why? What does it matter? We
Should-
already know what happens.
They'll tell it in a better way.
I think he'll change the ending. I think he saw the ending and saw how shitty it was, and he'll change it. Because also another thing was you got to think about
You never
TV,
know.
The TV people were probably like pressing him, like, "Yo, what's the ending? What's the ending?" Because he was
Maybe
behind in the
he
book.
did that to.
Just like, "Yo, this is what it is," and he could have lied about it.
That'd be dope if he told a completely different story. He doesn't know them shit.
Nope, not at all.
That's pretty moist.
Very
That's
much.
good. That's good. That's good. So, Bran, crippled boy, right? That's important. Bran the boner, if you ask me. So, who wins in a fight between him and Professor X?
Professor X all day.
You think so?
Yes.
Just makes his head explode
Professor X is.
from X-Men.
Okay, Brad.
The bald dude.
Count me out.
Brad's done with the podcast.
Good
people.
day,
Jesus.
sir.
Don't know who Professor X is. Fucking
Nerd.
guy.
Loser.
Well, I guess you probably think Professor X has hair too, huh?
He totally did. Who played a better Professor X? James McAvoy or Patrick Stewart?
I like the younger one.
Patrick
Yeah,
Stewart
that
like
guy.
screams Professor X, though. He's the perfect Professor.
Perfect Professor X.
I like James McAvoy though. Anyways, How much better was Endgame than Thrones, you'd say? How much better?
I don't know. Both of them, I expected a little bit more in both of them.
Wow.
Really?
Yeah, I expected
Out of
way more.
Endgame.
In Endgame, I expected way more in Endgame.
How so?
More action with certain characters. There was hardly any action with any characters.
I wanted to see them use Winter Soldier more. He was so
Winter
badass.
Soldier, Winter Soldier was dope.
And they like
he was dope, but they freaking
nerfed.
All he did was show him freaking shoot a gun. That was it. I couldn't believe that. But
That's it. Like
Winter
even
Soldier was versus Captain America. He almost
That
was.
was it.
He was almost better than Captain America. And to say that you give him that week of a freaking part.
yeah, that's upsetting.
We saw more.
Whoa.
We saw what's Potts. We
Pepper Potts.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we
she
saw
was in
more Pepper Potts and freaking.
Why didn't Tony give
White
everybody?
Wolf. What's
He had
the
so
shit?
many Iron Man suits. If the fate of the universe is at stake, why wouldn't you distribute them amongst the commoners?
Well, they got all destroyed.
Why would he do that?
It wasn't his fault. That's the only
It's
way he
always
was
his
able
fault.
to kill. What's his name?
He could have rebuilt them. He
What-
could have
what-
had all his
what
drones
was,
sent
What's the
in.
main robot's name?
Jarvis.
Ultron.
Ultron, yeah.
It's the only way he could kill Ultron.
No,
So he had to
in
sacrifice
Iron
all
Man
his suits.
3, you see a
Weakest
F-ton-
Iron Man. Weakest
by far,
Iron Man.
by far.
By far.
But you
was
see all of
crying.
his Iron Man suits at the end all blow up. Why wouldn't you give, say, Hawkeye, a father of two, some super protective armor? But no, you're gonna let him walk around with a short cut sleeve shirt. I don't care how kind of defined your biceps are, Jeremy Renner. You wear long sleeves.
Jeremy Renner was probably the most action we had in that whole movie, to be completely honest, because he was
So-
killing drug dealers
Think
left
about
and
it.
right. He was going to freaking Bangkok,
He survives.
destroying people.
He goes, "Hey kids, Daddy's murdered many people. He's
He's
killed."
got tattoos that he's definitely regretting once his family comes back.
He thought he was a tough guy.
Oh, yeah,
Honestly,
he thought he
why
was a
were his
somebody.
arms bigger? Jeremy Renner's.
What do you mean by bigger?
I mean, look at Chris Hemsworth.
He got fat.
Thor.
Fat
he's
Thor
still
was
big.
I really enjoyed Fat
Yeah,
Thor.
that was
I
nice.
I did not see that coming whatsoever. And then him with the Guardians is perfect for me.
That is.
Have you been on the new Guardians ride over in Disneyland?
No, I haven't gone back.
It's the Hollywood Tower of Terror ride.
Yes.
But they changed up, like,
Instead of going all the way to the top,
like they change your shit. Like you go like halfway, like you're not expecting it to be. If you go to the Hollywood Tower Terror, you're like, okay, it's just gonna be like Hollywood Tower Terror, no big deal. No, that shit freaking gets you. You go like halfway up, then all of a sudden you just wham to the bottom, and you're just holy.
Are you
shit.
aroused?
No, I'm not aroused. I was scared as shit.
No
I hung on to the
erection?
I hung on to the freaking little safety harness.
You squeal.
There was squealing
Squeal.
involved.
Good. I mean, why not feel that way? Like that's honestly, I don't know, feeling an adrenaline for once. Like we're so used to kind of
What are you talking
mediocrity in our
My
life.
butthole was scared. I had no
I'm-
clue.
no, that's what I'm saying.
What
That's-
was gonna go on with that ride?
That's why I don't get
It
why
went
people
up,
don't.
down, up, down to
Oh, yeah.
down to the left, up.
It's like if people don't go on rides because they're scared. Like that's why you go on rides. Damn it. That's exactly why you go on rides.
Dude, it was to
To just let yourself feel
the
like because
first
you
time
never
on
feel it.
Medusa, oh my
Oh, man.
gosh. First time you do Medusa, no hands, oh my gosh.
You turn to stone.
That, no.
I was
You go
rock
to
hard.
Stone. You go to stone when you
Sandwich.
hold on with your hands, homie.
What's that?
You're turning the stone when you hold on with your hands. You gotta
Yeah.
let go.
Is Doctor Strange a bitch? That was my question. I wrote down that question.
Yes, Doctor Strange is a bitch. Tell me what Doctor Strange did in the movie. He did absolutely nothing. All he did was prevent the water coming. Are you shitting me?
That water would have like taken
What's
out
Dr.
3 Wakandans.
Doctor Strange sidekick, the fat bald guy.
Wong?
That guy did more than Doctor
You
Strange.
think so?
Yes.
He's good. I saw a meme today. It said when you, after Doctor Strange looks at all 14 million some odd possibilities for the future, when he's sitting there, like once he like breaks out of his trance and Tony's like, how many do we win? That look that he gives Tony, he sits there and like stares at him knowing like you're gonna die for sure. Like
Yeah.
you killing yourself is the only way this matters. So I was like, damn, that got me thinking a little bit. Like I would rewatch those movies a million times over just to see Easter eggs or something like that. It'd be funny if they redid the other Avenger movies and showed maybe the other guys sneaking in the background. Anyways, how irrelevant was Captain Marvel?
So
I've been-
you're completely correct when it came to.
I've been told we're on a time limit. It's only been an hour 24 minutes. It's like a time warp in here.
Shut up.
Lunchbox.
Some people gotta work, not me.
Mm.
But no, I honestly believe what you told me. You said, "Yo, you don't need to watch that movie if you want to watch Endgame."
It's nothing.
And I was like, ah. So I ended up watching it. Dude, that movie. It sucked. I'm sorry. It wasn't that good. I mean, after watching it, definitely if you haven't watched it, just wait till it comes out on DVD. It's not good.
These will be spitfire questions. Are you ready for them?
All right, shoot.
All right. How naughty was Thanos? Where does he rank on your all-time bad guy list?
Number one.
Number one? Who's number two? But not talking poo.
Shit,
That
number
rhymed.
two.
You like
Number
that?
two bad
Joker.
guy. Probably Pussy Galore off of 007 back in the day.
She ended up being good. Damn, Pussy
got me.
Galore.
I like
Piece
the
of
name.
shit. Anyways.
I think Magneto is probably the second most powerful. Oh, scratch
Magneto's
that.
a good.
I really like Juggernaut in Deadpool.
That's fun. That's good.
I like
Yeah.
him.
Who wins one-on-one naked combat? Brand or Professor X? You said Professor X.
Yeah.
James McAvoy or
Yeah.
Patrick Stewart? Is it the old guy or young Professor X you think's going into battle?
Old one for sure.
Old one wins?
He's definitely way wiser. But if it's not the old guy in Wolverine, or what was the Logan? Not Logan. He lost his
Patrick
shit.
Stewart, yeah.
No, but he lost his shit in
Absolutely.
Logan.
Well-
But like all the X-Men before then, he was perfectly fine.
In a suit. He has to be in a suit.
Yeah, in a
Alright.
suit,
Well,
fucking
clearly.
bald as shit. But in Logan, no, I don't want that guy.
Yeah, nobody wants
that's
him.
damaged goods.
Get him out of here.
I don't. Yeah.
Is Professor X a virgin?
No.
No.
Professor X.
Probably right.
Actually, scratch that. I don't know. He might do some weird shit in his head.
I like that. Oh, dude. Nice. I never thought about that. He could totally like psych himself, go into some kind of. He can go into like a meditation and like, experience things.
Yeah, he can do some really weird shit in freaking Domsky. Way more shit than Bran can do. Way more cool shit.
Yep.
Because I bet you if you want, he could definitely control. He can
Yeah, he could.
control you.
He could. That's why he knows how powerful he is. That he knows how powerful Cerebro is. He has to control himself. He doesn't want to go into other people's thoughts and shit like
Yeah,
that. He used to
yeah.
do that. And he's like, no, I'm gonna give you your privacy. So luckily, we can always go into how X-Men is like kind of like the civil rights. So Professor X is Martin Luther King. Magneto is Malcolm X. By any means necessary, let's fight you guys. You. We're gonna take it to the
I
streets.
never thought about it like that.
It's like that.
Oh damn, that's actually
Back in the '60s when they came out,
Yeah.
mutants could be anybody. They're prosecuted by the humans.
Damn, I never thought about it like that.
Nice.
That's crazy.
Brain food.
Damn.
Take a
well,
bite.
It just what the sad part about that is it's actually hella true. Like
Hell yeah.
you treat the minority like
That's
that.
why comics. We can talk about this on another podcast when we have more time. How comics kind of mirror society. I have
Yeah.
a YouTube documentary for you to
Well, that's
watch.
why
Only
the-
an hour and a half, but it's
that's
dope.
why the comics like Bill Burr are the ones that are freaking
Yes.
ruthless and just say like
Yep, be real.
crazy jokes. They freaking that's what they do. They freaking.
What did Mom say? Ask Sky if they need a ride, please.
No, tell her I'm fine.
They're good. Well, I'm not gonna text her right now. All right. Next question. All right. So of course, were you sad to see Tony Stark die? I was.
No.
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 Could anybody have played?
I accepted Tony Stark's death.
Yeah. No, I felt like it was poetic. Like
Yeah.
this was
It-
necessary.
like I said,
It felt real.
If Captain died, even though Captain
If
did
Cap
die,
died, I would have lost my shit. I mean, he like at the end where it doesn't matter. Could anybody have played a better Tony Stark than Robert Downey Jr.?
no.
There's no
he
way.
hit it on the head, just
Yeah.
like how Heath Ledger did Joker.
Absolutely.
That's the saddest part about the Joker movie because that was like the first second one because didn't what's his name play the first
Jack
one?
Nicholson.
Yeah. I mean that wasn't really like a Joker. Like Heath Ledger took that shit to a
Yeah.
level that no one's ever gonna touch.
That absolutely, and it
And
just
it
sucks.
sucks because no one's ever gonna get
Joaquin
close
Phoenix
to that.
will, I
He'll
think,
do alright.
give us a taste of his own.
But that Joker movie doesn't. It's not like a.
it's not Heath Ledger's.
It's not what it is. It's just like, yo, dude, like you could try your best, but you're not gonna get to that guy because he was on some shit.
Robert Pattinson is Batman now. Oh, Benny!
Why they Justice League?
I want to be
greatest
wowed.
The greatest part about
Surprise
messing
me.
up Justice League is that they're gonna remake that shit because they already messed it up. But I will say it sucks because
they wasted a good Gal Gadot.
yeah, she's very good in Wonder Woman, and I also like Aquaman. Aquaman was very good.
I haven't
movie,
seen
if
it
you haven't
yet.
seen it, but
I need to.
The underwater fighting is what makes it separated from anything else because you never seen anything like that.
What if they just tried really hard to get their TV shows rolling? Like, I believe Ollie Queen. I believe Barry Allen. like, why not keep building off that? Maybe Supergirl. I don't know. I feel like they're so much more popular.
They are.
They're tremendous.
They should have done that, but what they should have done was make movies like what Marvel did. You make individual movies, then you make the big one.
Yeah.
And that is such bullshit because they just care about the money grab, which is understandable compared to just
They
doing
forced
single
it in.
movie. But you don't know what any individual character could really do compared to you know, putting it all together. Put it all together like that, you know?
What?
Okay.
Oh, Stone Cold. He'll be on this podcast one day. Mark my words.
Legitly, my God.
I'm sorry. All right, moving on. I already asked. Doctor Strange a bitch. In my opinion, no. Probably the best one-off superhero
That's
movie.
why you're a joke.
Other than Winter Soldier, like the best one-off
You're
superhero
telling me
movie.
you're what?
Doctor
No,
Strange, dope movie.
No,
the
it's
way he
not.
fights, yes.
He's a bitch.
Just wait till Doctor Strange 2, homie. Guardians, probably the best. Like, well, they're in a group, so they're kind of like their own little band of Avengers.
Quill and Fat Thor is hella
Quill!
funny at the end of Endgame.
Oh yeah, it's like we all know who's in charge
Whoever the
here.
real captain is. I am, right?
So, yes.
You think they'll make a Captain America movie with...
No, there's no. Well, they'll use Falcon.
Well, I
Falcon
guess they're
and,
already
Winter
making a
Soldier.
Black Widow movie, a spin-off movie.
Hopefully, I mean, that'd be nice. She dead.
Come on, I know she's dead.
The way she died, I was like, get that scene out of there. It happened. I was like, oh, you guys are going back and forth. Forward. Captain Marvel's irrelevancy. Check. Why isn't Jesus an Avenger and Thor is? Rattle.
Funny because they're both gods.
And who's more powerful?
Jesus, for sure.
He has a lot more
He
political
walked on
power.
water. I don't see Thor doing that.
I don't know. Jesus can also keep child molesters out of jail.
Oh my God.
Oh!
Get out of here now. Go to the next
Sorry.
one. My God. Dude, that's such bullshit. They all deserve to die. Like, what the Yo, come on.
Lou's excited now.
You can't freaking hide behind the church. That's some bullshit. If you
wild
diddle
shit.
a child, yo, go off yourself.
Yo,
Sorry.
get out of here.
Alabama's bill.
The irony.
What?
Alabama just
The
passed
abortion?
a law that they will chemically castrate any sex offender that does something with someone.
No.
I like
way.
that. Let's
It
go.
just passed. The governor just signed the fucking bill.
That delights
So what?
me.
They
That
just
is
shoot
some
up,
sinister shit.
Shoot up their
It's
nuts.
a chemical, so yeah, they do some.
Yep, no, I
don't
bet
know if
it's
they
pills.
Shoot it in their nuts or they shoot something into them. That just
No, it happen like pills. Like it'll happen to you. Like you'll
So
just
what?
keep
Their
taking
dick,
pills
their
and
dick
it'll
don't
be-
get hard
No,
anymore.
yeah, well, I think they're shot. Yeah,
No,
exactly
their
right.
testicle,
I don't-
like, your
I
balls
don't-
will
I don't
fall
think They can get hard after.
Your balls will
Alabama
fall off.
just passed that and it is fucking
That's scary though.
scary.
To know, like,
Scary, really.
They're all gonna.
it's a slippery slope, boys.
All the freaking pedos are just gonna leave unless the one's like, I'm not gonna
They will clear out. Yeah.
Hey, exactly. All the pedals will leave.
Yeah.
Good
Sounds like
riddance.
it's working.
OJ Simpson.
Did you see that thing on Barstool that
Yes!
OJ said?
We got some getting even to do. Well, all right. I did think of another
Wow.
question. All right. When is he gonna get his next, get his own reality show, and what's it gonna be called? Like Chopped. The glove doesn't fit. Sawzall.
The Juice Life.
Juiced. Worth the squeeze. God. No, that saying takes on a whole new meaning when you're talking about OJ.
That's crazy. They actually killed somebody and got away with it.
Got away clean.
Because he was put on the glove acting
Jesus.
like it didn't fit. And
Oh,
shit. Out of here, OJ.
he's like, yes! My big hand. Anyways, hottest female hero and hottest male hero, please. And I'm talking into the microphone like I'm a spelling bee judge. Leaning forward and leaning back.
They do that. Hell
Leaning forward. They're all hammered.
Yeah,
Like, you're-
they're up. Like, what are these little Asian kids gonna
Dude,
say?
a
this
spelling bee
time?
would be perfect at a bar
Oh,
to get two
it
teams
would,
and
it
just
would.
you have to have a
It
drink.
would.
Anyways,
Hottest superhero.
yeah, female and male. I need it. I said no.
Captain Marvel was pretty hot,
No took us.
but I'll say I think
Gamora maybe.
no.
Nebula.
I'm not gonna bang a green chick.
You wouldn't?
No,
Brad,
not
you would
her.
bang a green chick. You wouldn't bang Gamora?
No.
Are you kidding me? She probably has like 3 vaginas.
probably something crazy.
Big time.
I'll say Quill's taking one for the squad on that one.
Dude,
Even though
she's
Gilmore's
smoking
for-
hot.
No, I'm taking
Zoe
Storm.
Saldana.
I'm taking Halle Berry.
Halle
as
Berry.
Storm.
Zoe Saldana's gorgeous though.
Even though Jennifer Lawrence is there and Sophie Turner. But I'm taking
Sophie
Halle Berry.
Turner.
Halle Berry,
she's good.
I had the big when she was Storm for the first time. She had
Short
white
hair or long hair?
Long hair.
Long
Fuck
hair.
with Halle Berry.
Yep.
Halle
Yeah,
Berry's
yeah,
so
yeah.
bad.
What about
Then
the girl that
then-
turned into diamonds from X-Men First Class?
No.
No?
Halle
Emma
Berry.
Frost?
Halle Berry.
Halle
Then
Berry.
the,
Solid go-to.
the best looking dude.
Yeah.
It's hard to say.
Hugh Jackman?
Hugh Jackman's definitely up there in top 3.
Chris
it's hard to
Hemsworth.
say Chris Hemsworth.
I gotta
And,
say, the greatest macho scene, you can give me yours after I'm done speaking, is
I'm
Captain
not-
America holding onto the helicopter from, like, in...
Macho scene?
Macho scene. He's holding
no.
it. No, like, he's just flexing, holding the helicopter.
No, you're way off.
No.
The best Captain
That's
America
so hot.
scene, no homo. I'll give the props out to this shout out to freaking Brintley Wiseman on showing me this is when Captain America gets unfrozen and he's freaking got his shirt off and he comes into that league like they flip him up. He is yoked.
Oh,
as
no,
shit,
when he
people.
comes out of the pod?
Yeah.
No, that's after he gets injected with the serum, you fool.
Okay, well
Yes.
that he's yoked as shit.
Yes, his shirt's off. I
Yoked.
don't know. Well, there's also Thor coming out of the water in Age of Ultron, but
Not as good.
if I shout out to my big Chris Roberts, my boy, saying all homo intended, Chris Hemsworth does not have his shirt off nearly enough in Thor #1. I say his meatiest, bulkiest.
Thor number one, and Thor number
1.
2 was pretty bad.
His beard.
They didn't figure out his
Thor
character
1 better than Thor
till
2, Thor
Ragnarok.
3. Ragnarok is like one of the best Marvel movies out there. Better than Black Panther,
Yeah, by
in my
far.
opinion. We're all entitled to our opinions, no matter how silly they may be.
What
Uh-oh. He's taking a phone call in the middle of a goddamn podcast.
and a sandwich.
You make me use the Lord's name in vain.
Whatever, we're doing it. All right,
Yeah.
no, I'll leave in like 2 minutes. We'll end it up.
Yeah, we're wrapping it up.
All right, bye.
Unlike Goy.
You're stupid.
Old Goy. That's 30 for 30. He's going.
Dude, you're 3 for 3,
Let's go.
homeboy.
All right. Hottest male hero.
By Chris Hemsworth.
Chris Hemsworth over Dave the Animal Batista.
I'll take. You know what? Could it be kind of like a bad guy or no?
You can be a bad guy.
Tom
Ronan.
Hardy in Bane.
Ooh.
Even though.
With the mask on?
God, it's so gay.
Yeah, it is a little gay.
This is such a gay question.
I mean,
Mask off.
I need a gay answer. Clearly.
Yeah.
No, Halle Berry's pretty good. Man, oh man. For guys,
What are you thinking?
Peter Quill's not bad when they're lousing him and when they get thrown to jail in the first one, but he's not super beefcake. I'd say by default, Jeff Goldblum in Ragnarok. I mean, obviously. There's some.
Wow.
I don't know. I find Nebula attractive in some freaky kind of way, dude.
The blue chick?
Hell yeah. Look at that robotic hand.
That's the ugliest bitch in the whole show.
Hey, now.
Nebula's ugly and she sounds hella manly.
Yeah.
You play like the Sith
robot
Lord.
voice. She could be a Sith Lord. I'd love to see some Sith and Jedi with some cybernetic enhancements to amplify their powers, to increase their
Dude.
reach over the midichlorians.
Darth Maul is probably one of the weakest bad guys I've ever seen.
Are you kidding me? He's the best Sith Lord out there. He's the best.
He
took on
died.
2 Jedi,
He
and he killed
died.
one of them. Just saying. All right, moving on.
Yeah, you're right.
Do you believe in magic?
Of course.
Good. All right, next question. More powerful wizards. Who's the most powerful wizard? Doctor Strange or Voldemort? Quickly.
Voldemort.
Voldemort?
He does some crazy shit.
Alright.
He does some long-term shit to like putting shit in books.
Yep.
He's making himself small.
And he freaking lost. Next question. If there's an all-out battle between Charles Xavier's School for Gifted Youngsters versus Hogwarts School of Witchcraft and Wizardry, who wins? Mutants versus wizards and witches.
Witchcraft, just because they have more people.
I don't know. We don't know the world. Like, how many?
You're talking about
the Phoenix could take out so many wizards.
You're talking about just a school compared. Like that's a high school compared to a college.
Put the wizarding world versus the world of mutants and all that exists and ever exists. Like, there's Apocalypse, There's the Phoenix. There's I mean, I'm not gonna lie, a lot of them would get tuned up, but I feel like the mutants would prevail. Their force of will.
I
and
agree.
their
I
overall-
think mutants will
Wizards
prevail.
are just
I think
gonna get
I think there will be like wizards that are crazy badass that will and they got some crazy.
Give me
creatures.
ancient wizards.
Imagine that big ass snake.
Give me future.
Imagine
wizards.
that big ass snake. They curate that big ass snake.
You ever think that like
The big ass spiders.
No, the snake. Yeah, they would get killed by the Phoenix. Professor Xavier just control all their minds, and they would all zap themselves with their little wands.
Wow.
All right, you guys. Lou, thank you for coming and joining us here, providing us with your presence. And it's not even Christmas. I appreciate that. And Diggler.
That was a really way to end this
That was
podcast.
solid, but
I
got it.
Don't like
It took months to get you on, but we
Yeah.
finally got you. The white whale.
Yeah, I had fun.
Skylar
I enjoyed
Gertz.
this.
That was
I wanna do it-
good.
I definitely want to do it again.
I feel like we could make it a thing.
For
You
sure.
should do your own podcast.
All right, goodbye.
All right, goodbye, everybody.